I selfishly make these YouTube videos for myself, but let me explain. Welcome back. My name is AlexBeltran. I talk real estate, and today we're in Switzerland, where of course I'm checking out the local real estate. I'm going to participate in the Ironman triathlon. Story for a different day, but today we're going to talk about business plans and how they can help you like they help me. It is a beautiful background nonetheless, right? Let's get a little closer to the castle, yeah? It is just a gorgeous, calm Swiss morning. It's pretty much like this every morning here in these smaller towns. I visit here probably once a year. If you really think about it, Switzerland is like my third home. When in Europe, bring your walking shoes. There are always stairs. It gets you nice and conditioned after a while, though. Almost there. In fact, actually, I'm already here. All right, folks, let me level with you here. Like I said earlier, I make these videos for myself as more of like a journal. Everything that I look into, I'm either re-educating myself on the subject or educating myself for the first time. And in the process, you get to learn right along with me. There are times where I even ask you, the viewers, questions so that you guys can answer them for me, because I legitimately can't find the answer. Although sometimes, admittedly, they go unanswered. I need to find a new location because the sun is coming up. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of blown out. Hold on, let me see. Maybe if I do that, yeah, it's completely blowing out my shot. So let me relocate. All right, well, if you've been watching my last few videos, you know that I've been focusing on different types of real estate investment, a little bit more of multifamily real estate, and up until this point, I was basically a lone wolf investor, which has a lot of benefits, but it also has a lot of drawbacks. What I'm beginning to notice is that it's far better to join a group of your buddies and go at this together. It makes it funner, you hold yourself accountable a bit more. Is there a car coming? Yes, there is. Anyway, rest assured that this isn't the part of the video where I drop this ad telling you to invest in me. I'm not a real estate syndication, I'm not Grant Cardone. This isn't what I do. We're working with private money, and I'm very proud of that. Well, let's set the record straight. Even me, AlexBeltran, with this charming smile, couldn't skip the crucial step of the business plan. It is the foundation to literally everything. It allows everyone on your team to also be on the exact same page. And I had to go through the same nerve-wracking experience that you're probably going through right now, and I'm going to explain all of it. Think of it like a foundation, a blueprint that breathes life into your ambitious dreams. It's where the magic happens, guys, and a lot of people skip this crucial step because it's boring or they simply don't know how. In the business plan, it's a little loud. The business plan, you outline your goals, your strategies, and the secret sauce that separates you from the rest of the pack. What you have to keep in mind is that every business plan is distinctly different. So even though I'm helping you with this part, it is 100% up to you to cater it to your specific needs. Alrighty, so in order to break down the 9 typical parts to a business plan, let's get back to the studio. Ready? And boom, back in the studio, baby. I love movie magic. It cuts out 10 hours of travel time and 2 weeks after that last part was filmed. You know what it's like when you come back from vacation? Those 6 months following your vacation, you feel like you don't want to do anything? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. Anyway, back to the business plan. In this particular example, I'm going to break down the business plan into 9 different sections. The executive summary, the company description, the market analysis, the investment strategy, the marketing and the sales, operations and management, financial projections, risk assessments, and last but not least, the exit strategy, baby, when you make that sweet, sweet cheddar. All right, so number 1, the executive summary. In this particular section, you're going to want to provide an overview of your real estate investment company, including its mission, vision, and objectives. You'll also want to summarize your investment strategy, your target market, and your competitive advantages. You want to highlight key financial projections and the funding required from the investors. Section 2, the company's description. Describe the company's legal structure, including its name, location, and ownership. Discuss your experience in the real estate industry and the team's qualifications, and give a little explanation for the long-term goals and growth plans for the company. And now we're getting to the juicier sections, the meat on the bone, if you will. Section 3, the market analysis. Analyze the real estate market, focusing on the specific locations and the property types that you plan on investing. Identify your target market, including the demographics, preferences, and demand drivers. You also have to evaluate the competitive landscape of this particular market. This is, where the blue ocean strategy comes into play. This is where you're going to try to focus in on the type of real estate that less people are most likely going to be involved in, but yet easy to obtain. Easy. Nothing's actually easy. Highlight your competitors, figure out what their strengths and their weaknesses are. Look, like I said earlier in this video, I was in the Ironman competition in Thun, Switzerland. I thought I was doing a pretty good job. Then the professionals blew past me on their bikes. I was averaging, 17 miles an hour? These guys were flying at 26 to 30 miles an hour uphill. Man, there's always something to learn off of anybody. I know that I went into a triathlon ramp, but it's the same thing with pretty much anything. I've been in the real estate business for 11, 12 years now. I just figured out that there's such a thing as a reverse 1031 exchange. There's always someone that's more experienced, that is more quicker, that is everything. And then there's also people that are way worse than you that have been in the business for even longer. The point is, the more you identify people's strengths and their weaknesses and you come at this with good faith, the more you learn. Pretty simple. Section 4, the investment strategy. Listen, look, this is the part that I took the most, not because, it was the hardest part for me, but one, I wanted to make sure that my investment strategy was sound. And two, I wanted to simplify it to the point where I can explain it to a fifth grader, because if it's too complicated, investors, they'll walk away. I've learned that the hard way when I was younger, trying to present business plans and all these elaborate yes, blah, 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 blah. Simplify it. Make it detailed, concise, simple. That is the key to this section. Provide an in-depth explanation of your investment strategy, including the types of property you intend to acquire: residential, commercial, raw land, business opportunities with real estate included, whatever it is. Discuss the criteria that you will use to select the investment properties, such as location, the market conditions, potential returns, and the risk assessments. Outline your approach to property acquisition, from the financing and the property management. Are you going to use creative financing, zero down, seller financing, FHA loan, whatever the case may be? This is the part where you make it as simple and concise as possible. If you are going to use creative financing where, you do subject to and all that good stuff, make sure you can simplify that particular type of financing, like I said, to the point where you can explain that to a 5-year-old. If you don't, you'd be surprised how many people will simply walk away because it seems too complicated for them. Us goofy ass investors, like myself, I'm in that list, will walk away if it seems too complicated. I do not go into anything complicated. If I don't understand it, I simply walk away. It's the reason why I don't invest in any type of cryptocurrency. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Section 5, marketing and sales. Describe your marketing strategy to attract potential investors and sellers. Explain how you will identify and reach out to these potential clients, partners, and industry professionals. Listen, when you start any type of company, you're gonna have to talk to lawyers, you're gonna have to talk to accountants, you're gonna have to talk to the repairman, you're gonna have to talk to your potential client. It is a whole encompassing living organism. Having these as points of references right off the bat, makes it that much easier. The quicker you can pick up the phone and get in contact with these people, the better. This is where you're gonna discuss your approach to building their relationship and networking within the real estate community. Look guys, at the end of the day, your network is your net worth. If you wanna do anything in life, whatever it is, eliminate this whole real estate thing. You want to go wherever what you want to do is normal. If you want to be the best UFC fighter in the world, you go to a gym where it is full of people who are just good at fighting. If you want to be the best real estate investor in the world, you go to real estate events where real estate investors are open to talking about their negotiations or the type of businesses that they're doing. Bigger Pockets is probably one of my favorite resources. I highly recommend everybody look into it. I wish I had that type of pull within the real estate industry because these guys are great. They literally have a book on pretty much every subject within the world of real estate. There's very little that they don't at least touch on. Section 6, Operations and Management. Outline the organizational structure of your company, including key roles and responsibilities. You also want to provide details on the team members' qualifications and their specific roles. You want to discuss your property management strategies, tenant acquisitions, and ongoing maintenance plans. Which gets us to section 7, the financial projections. Include projected financial statements such as income statements, balance sheets, and cash flow statements. If you don't know what an income statement is, a balance sheet, or a cash flow statement, or a P&L, or anything like that, there are several videos on YouTube. I highly recommend you take a deep dive into them. It's beyond necessary that you know what these documents are. By being able to read these particular documents and how they correlate with one another, literally gives you business x-ray vision, okay? That's all I'll say. There are some videos on YouTube that are really bad, but you can find them. Once again, Bigger Pockets, they probably have the best resources for specifically real estate. You want to provide details on the funding requirements and how the investment from other investors will be utilized. This is where, if you're a 1099 employee, you have to wait those 2 years, or, if you're W-2, you have to wait, like 6 months, 3 months, whatever the case. W-2 people have it so easy, yet so hard at the same time. Anyway, understanding the different types of loans and what you are going to be using. This is where you write that out. You're going to want to present the expected returns on the investment and the timeline for achieving the profitability. Which brings me to section 8, which is the risk assessment. This is once again going back to, projecting the fact that right now we're in a pretty rocky real estate market. On one hand, we have housing shortage. On the other hand, we have interest rates that are just going up. Anybody like construction loans, they have variable interest rates or whatever the case may be. They're probably not in the best of position. On the other hand, someone who bought a house 1 or 2 years ago and they got a 2.8 interest rate, they're probably not going to sell their property. So this is where you have to break down for yourself what works best. You're going to want to explain the strategies you will implement to mitigate the risks, such as diversification, insurance, and contingency plans. You want to be as detailed as possible because the whole point, I personally think, of real estate is to mitigate any problems in the future. The more you mitigate on the front end, the less you have to worry on the back end. Take this part very, very seriously. Discuss any legal or regulatory factors that may impact your operation. Section 9 is going to be the exit strategy, the second most important section of this entire business plan, second to your investment strategy. Here's where you're going to want to describe your exit strategy options, such as selling the property, refinancing, or offering shares to the public. Who knows, maybe you want to start a REIT. There are a lot of regulatory issues that you have to jump over, but it is possible. Explain how you plan on maximizing returns for investors upon exit. Here's why this is the second most important part of the entire business plan. It's the part that the investors are going to pay attention to the most. How am I going to make money off of this? This is that section. All right, that's it, folks, for this particular business plan. Personally, from what I've noticed, the more concise, the better. Nobody wants to be overwhelmed with a novel-sized business plan. Literally, investors will just take it and throw it away. So condense it down, try to keep it a page, maybe 2 pages, front and back, something kind of like that. Anything too long, honestly, I'm hard pressed to say I'll even read it. If you can't explain it to a 5th grader, good luck. Anyway, good luck with all of your future endeavors. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.